The first time that you're using night vision can be kind of intimidating, if we're being completely honest. Maybe you just bought it, maybe you are renting it out for an event, but using it and getting familiar with all the hardware in the dark and you can't see it because it's strapped to your head can be kind of intimidating. So let's go over every piece that you need to know, how it works, and what it means for you when you're actually using night vision. So the first thing that you're going to need before we get to the actual night vision itself is you're going to need a way to mount it to your body. And I think that the best way for the majority of people to do that is with a helmet. So this is my ACH here, and the way that it mounts is with this night vision bracket in the front. This is a one-hole shroud for this one in particular, but if you have a nicer helmet, like say an Ops Core, a Team Wendy, anything like that, they all have something similar. It may look a little bit different, but it serves the exact same purpose. And this is what holds the arm that holds your night vision on. So today we're going to be going over the USGI system. There's nicer systems out there, especially like the options from Wilcox. However, if you're renting or if you're on a budget, oftentimes you're going to get the USGI stuff. So that system starts with the Rhino Arm. And what this does is this is what connects your helmet to the J arm, which we'll get into in a minute. And the way that this works is you simply rock it in, kind of like an AK magazine actually, back in. There's a little button on the front, and you just click that in. You may have seen that mine has a little piece of paper on the back of it, and that's just to provide even more tension so that when it locks in, it's completely solid and it's not going anywhere. You don't want floppy night vision because it's going to be uncomfortable. It can make me a little bit nauseous, honestly, when I was first getting into night vision. So let's talk about the features that you have on your Rhino Arm. First off, you have this little lever right here. What this does is it adjusts the pitch of the arm, so that will adjust how the night vision is right in front of your face. It moves it up and it moves it down. That'll be more obvious when we put the night vision on. And then you have where the J arm attaches to the Rhino mount, and this can be pushed forward or back with this little lever up here. You see it just kind of slides around. And for airsoft, I usually back this all the way out. And the reason why I do that is to make sure that the night vision is far enough away that it's not pressing in to my eye protection. So this is the basis. This is something that honestly I'll keep on my helmet at all times when I'm using night vision in airsoft because this doesn't weigh much and it's kind of a weird shape to throw into a general purpose pouch. Now what attaches to this is called the J arm. This is essentially what lines up when you have a single tube night vision device like a PVS-14, what lines it up instead of being center to being in front of one of your eyes. Now for most people that's going to be in their left eye, and the way that it works you can see it would put it, when it's sitting on there, in front of my left eye. This has a little hook that will mount right into the top with a little paddle to release it, and it will just click in if you're not holding the paddle down when it closes, and then it attaches like that. Now on the J-arm, there is a piece that I want to point out because a lot of people don't know how to use this. On the front, it has this little dial. You can turn this and then press it forward, and that allows you to move and engage how high the night vision is on your face. I like it as high as possible because I feel like it's a lot tighter, again going back to no floppy night vision, but it also puts it perfectly in line with my eye. You can rotate this once it's loosened 180 degrees to get it all the way over to the other side. I never like to put it in front of my right eye, so it always stays as far as possible on the left. And this is one of those places where you definitely want to tighten this down as much as possible to make sure that your night vision isn't like going up and down as you walk. So then there's this little screw on the other side. This is what actually screws in to your night vision unit and allows it to actually sit on there. There are two electrical leads on there, and that will allow it to shut off when you flip it up, depending on your system. So that just screws on like this, and then you have your J-arm attached to your PVS-14 in this case, and now you can put it on the helmet. So again, with the J-arm, it just, let's see if I can do this, it's kind of a three-handed affair in front of the camera. Clicks in, make sure that it's secure, and then you're good to go. You have everything on your night vision. The other thing you'll want to do, because nods are expensive, you might have seen I have this little piece of 550 cord on my helmet that's attached to the shroud. Tie down your night vision, because if you take a bump, if any part of this system fails, it's going to be hanging off of you and you're not going to drop $1,000 on the ground. What am I saying? It's 2024. Night vision is more than $1,000 nowadays. So tie it down. There are several tie down points on the night vision. I've seen people do it on the little wire that holds on the cap. There's some holes on the front near the switch to turn everything on. And that's really all there is to it. A few things that are not in the USGI system that I think are important to have if you're running night vision is going to be a counterweight pouch. This is the EOG old school one. These have been around forever. And essentially what this is going to do is it's going to provide some weight on the back of your head, because when you have night vision, it's going to make your helmet tilt forward and it's going to be uncomfortable and it's really going to hurt the back of your neck. By having a counterweight, yes, it's more weight on your neck, but it's going to balance it out and it ends up being more comfortable. A lot of them out there, whether it be the EOG, TNVC makes them, there's a ton of different options out there depending on what you're looking for, have, different amounts of counterweight that you can put in here. Like this has like 3 half-pound metal plates in it, so you can adjust it to get how it is. If you're running dual tubes, for instance, you'd want more weight behind you to make it the most comfortable for you. The other thing I'd recommend is getting a good helmet. If you're going to spend the money on night vision, invest in a good harness, like the ones from Team Wendy that I have on here. I actually did a build out of this helmet a couple of months ago, and if you want to check that out, there is a card in the upper right hand corner right now. But a good harness, I get that they're expensive, they're worth every penny in terms of comfort. But that is everything for your night vision setup, and it's super easy to use once you put the helmet on. You're just going to put it on your head. I'm going to tighten up the harness so that the night vision isn't uncomfortable. You might hear the clicking of that on the microphone. And then all you have to do when it's time to use your PVS-14 is you're just going to deploy it down. And sometimes the Rhino arms are kind of a pain in the ass to do. They take a lot of pressure compared to other options. And then you're all set. I do have my lens cap on my PVS-14 right now, but I would be completely good to go. Just turn it on and things are all set. I do want to show you, we talked about earlier, adjusting the pitch with this little lever right here. That allows you to move it up or down depending on how your helmet is riding. You have this one right here. I'm going to try not to hit myself in the eye to back it up and bring it back out. And then again, if you want to adjust your J arm, just loosen that, press forward, and move it just like that. Let's bring this back to where I'd want it to be. But overall, this is a pretty simple system. It is not the best one in the world, but it works. If you're getting a rental kit, you're probably going to get something like this unless you spend a little bit more money. If you can afford it to get a nicer helmet, to get the Wilcox set up, I think it's worth the extra $20 to $30 in a rental because it just works. It's better than the USGI system by far. It eliminates a lot of the opportunities for there to be any wiggle, any play, having it bounce around as you're walking. But the USGI system works. I've been using it for as long as I've been using night vision. I have tried the Wilcox stuff as well, so I know that it's better. This works perfectly fine. That's why they issue it out. But that's going to do it for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed. I know we're starting to get into night vision content on the channel. It's a new thing that I've wanted to do for a very long time. So if you enjoy it, make sure to let me know down in a comment below. But that's going to do it for today's video. I just want to take a moment to thank our channel members for making this video possible. Without them, I would not be able to do what I do. So a big thank you to every channel member who makes the BB Warrior possible. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.